Welcome to another IELTS Academic Writing Task 2 lesson. During this lesson, we're going to be covering the final question type that could appear on the exam, and that is two-part questions. Before we get into learning how to attempt this question type, let's refresh our memories and take a closer look at this task. You need to answer two closely related questions about a social issue instead of a single question, as the name of the question type suggests. Identifying this question type is simple as it starts with a short statement about a situation or a common practice. Following that, there will be two questions at the end of the prompt, thus giving its name. This structure is similar to that of the cause and solution essay types, but two-part questions will not actually ask you to find the cause or the solution to a problem. To relate to this better, let's look at our question for this lesson. Advanced technology has brought many beneficial changes to the world. However, some old people today struggle with the use of technology such as mobile phones and the internet. How can the elderly benefit from using advanced technology? How can the elderly be encouraged to use consumer electronics more often? Let's analyze this now. I'm also going to underline keywords that stand out to me. So we see the first sentence, which we call the lead-in sentence. The lead-in sentence gives us an idea on what the whole question is all about. Our lead-in sentence here is, advanced technology has brought many beneficial changes to the world. So here, we can assume that we need to write something about technology. We also have a next sentence which gives more information to focus on that, and that is, however, some old people today struggle with the use of technology such as mobile phones and the internet. So we'll be focusing on the elderly and their experience with technology. Now let's look at the questions we have to answer, the ones that will boost our task response score. The first question we have to answer is, how can the elderly benefit from using advanced technology? And now let's look at the second part of the question. How can the elderly be encouraged to use consumer electronics more often? Right then, let's go on to answering our question. We already did somewhat of an analysis of the question, so that's step one out of the way. We'll go on to structuring our essay. The structure for this is pretty simple. The first paragraph will be your introduction, where you'll briefly answer both questions. Remember to paraphrase. On to the body paragraphs. There will be two of these. The first body paragraph is where you will answer the first question in the statement. It will have a topic sentence. So here, using our example, the first sentence of this paragraph will be about how the elderly can benefit from using advanced technology. You will then go on to develop the theme with supporting examples. The second body paragraph will follow the same structure as the first body paragraph. Here, you will answer the second question posed. Again, going back to our question, this paragraph will be about how the elderly can be encouraged to use consumer electronics more often. Now, there's a possibility that you might have a couple of ideas for both questions. If you have two or more of these ideas that you can fully develop in the time given, then you can split them into another paragraph. And the final paragraph would be, you guessed it, the conclusion. Here, you'll sum up your ideas by mentioning the key points, and if it's required, add in your thoughts and/or opinions or recommendations. Right then, keeping these points in mind, let's take a couple of minutes to brainstorm. What are some of the main ideas we can come up with for the two questions posed? Also, though we're going through this question together, you might have some different points to express and present, and that's perfectly fine. The points you or I are right about just need to be grammatically correct on paper, as well as be cohesive. Here's how I would plan it out. So, paragraph 1, where we paraphrase the introduction. Here it is. Advanced technology has brought many beneficial changes to the world. However, some old people today struggle with the use of technology such as mobile phones and the internet. The radical change that technology has brought in over the years has been extremely advantageous. Despite this advancement, a number of elderly people struggle to use electronic gadgets, including mobile phones and the internet. This essay will discuss how the elderly can benefit from using advanced technology, as well as how they can be motivated to use consumer electronics regularly. As you can see, we have used synonyms and changed the sentence structures around to make the introduction more complete. We've also told the examiner what we're going to talk about in the following paragraphs. Now on to our body paragraphs. Like we said, the first body paragraph will deal with the first question. So here we go. First of all, there are numerous benefits of the older generation using advanced technology. For instance, it makes it easier for them to stay in touch with family and friends by making use of platforms such as WhatsApp, Facebook, and Zoom, making them feel less isolated. Furthermore, the elderly can use smartphones and the internet to look up information and stay up to date with current affairs and news, which in turn will help them stay informed and engaged in the modern world. Here, we've included a few linking words as well as some good topical vocabulary. Now on to body paragraph number 2. In addition, the elderly people can use these devices to increase their independence. For example, they can use voice recognition to make phone calls or adjust the settings to their likings in order to make using it easier. This can help them gain more freedom and control over their lives. Moreover, with the help of consumer electronics, the elderly can stay healthy and active. Let's take smartwatches as an example. Using this, they can track their physical activity, like how many steps they've taken, how many calories have been burnt, and keep a track on their heart rate. This can be beneficial for their overall physical and mental well-being. We now need to answer the second part of the question. Let's do that now. Finally, there are various ways to encourage senior citizens when it comes to using consumer electronics more often. Firstly, support and assistance from family members can be provided by giving them tutorial sessions on how to use electronic gadgets, or even help them set up their devices. Secondly, online tutorials and videos can help the elderly learn how to use new technology. Lastly, there are even classes and workshops that are specifically designed for older people that can teach them how to use these devices. Almost there. Let's finish off with our conclusion. In conclusion, advanced technology can bring a number of favorable changes in the world. The elderly can contribute to this change by understanding how these devices can help them in different ways, like tracking their health or keeping in touch with their loved ones, and also be motivated to use them with the help of their friends and family. Right, there we have it. How to answer 2-part questions with an example. Stay tuned for the final lesson of this section where I'll let you in on some tips and tricks for the IELTS Writing Section Task 2. See you then!